Hello and welcome back to All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and my guest is April Lampkin. April is the president of the Hayward Tri-City alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I said we were going to talk a little bit about nationally what the Deltas do. I believe you have about five areas of focus. Let's go through each one quickly here.
Yes. So our initiative.
Economic development.
Okay. So our initiatives are given to us by our national headquarters. They have committees. Our national president is my soror, Elsie Cook Holmes, and so she has a leadership team and committees, and so they develop initiatives under these programmatic thrusts that every chapter is asked to address, in their communities. And so they're done nationally. And so under economic development, we have different programs such as financial fortitude. And what those programs help to do is to educate our communities about home ownership, how to, build a trust, savings, retirement, and managing your money. Even in our youth programs, we do things about how to open a checking account, how to save for college, just basic things that sometimes you won't learn just by going to your normal school, public school or whatever. So these programs help us to become more sufficient as a community. And we serve as the Black community. And so it's really to help us become more, be accessible to different things.
What about educational development?
So educational development is a really big one right now because we're dealing with a lot of educational disparities. People aren't getting the same level of education. And so across the board educationally, we want to
and Delta has national programs
that
deal with that?
National programs. So under educational, we have our youth programs that our gyms, our Delta Academy, our Embody for our young men. And so education really focuses on our youth and their needs within their public schools. And locally on our level, we are actually having conversations with the parents in our districts to see what their concerns are and how we can advocate for them.
What about international awareness and involvement? What is that?
International awareness and involvement is just what it says. It's really, we have schools that have been built in places such as Africa and Haiti and Kenya, places where they don't have water, sometimes clean water, or places for their children to go to school. And so we have had delegations and past national presidents who have had schools built in their honor to make sure that these children are able to get educational opportunities that they would otherwise not be able to get. And so we have I Can Fly, who is also one of the places that we support, especially our chapter as well, and as a whole nationally, to ensure that the children get the supplies they need to be, good educationally and also mentally.
And what about physical and mental health? How does that play in?
Yeah, physical and mental health is a really big one, especially coming out of COVID. We continue to meet nationally as a sorority, but we also took time to realize that people had real needs physically and mentally. So physically, that deals with just as a people, we have a higher rate of heart failure, heart attacks, and diabetes and high blood pressure. So it's just teaching us how to live a healthier lifestyle, and then mentally how we can cope with aloneness and depression and all of that. And it's okay to get therapy. And so when you combine the two, it's really bringing the community together to do things such as all the way from yoga to other extremes as to getting COVID tests or diabetes tests.
And what about political awareness and involvement?
Now that's a big one. That's social action for us, and that's really what we. Yes, so that's our social action arm, and so social action is really a major thing for our sorority because there's so many things that are going on right now, from voter suppression to HR1 to just all these initiatives that are flying around that we are supporting, the reparations, healthy eating.
I want my reparations.
I want mine too. Now. Right. The DC statehood. There's just so much that's going on. So at a national level, we get these initiatives during our Delta Days in the nation's capital, and then we filter it down to see what's really needed in our communities at the local
level. And when you say is our heart. What does that mean?
Well, what that means is that, to have a heart of service. I'm a church girl, so I think that when you have a heart of service, you want to love others as God has loved us, and so when we serve, that's just an extension of God's love to the community. And so the service that we do, we're not getting paid for it. This is a giving of our time, of ourselves, whether it be for our youth programs, whether it be for giving scholarships, which I know we'll talk about later. But we're all doing it because we want what's best for our community and to help them to grow and thrive. And whatever we can do to advocate for better treatment, better education, better financial status, we're here to do that. And so that's why we have a heart of service.
So community service is an integral part
Absolutely.
of Delta Sigma Theta.
Absolutely. Sisterhood is at our core. It's what holds us together. But public service is what we do, and we have a passion for it. And if we didn't do anything else, we do public service because that's who we are.
Now, can you name some of the more prominent, not everybody's prominent, but more prominent members of Delta Sigma Theta on a national level?
Oh, sure. So Angela Bassett, Andra Day, I don't know, Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin.
I'm a CNN person. I love CNN. And so Abby Phillip is a new soror. She was just his honorary, just initiated last year. April Ryan, who is also a journalist.
I know April.
And also the past Atlanta mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, Kay Michelle. I mean, we just have so many. Keisha Knight Pulliam from Bill Cosby.
And you got a famous one, Marsha Fudge, former national president of Delta Sigma Theta. We got to go to break. Don't touch that remote. Yeah. We will be right back with All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris, and my guest is April Lampkin.